In fact, quickly join Group Captain V.N. Jha, former Indian Air Force officer, onto the broadcast as well. Group Captain Jha, the nation, of course, is celebrating 76th Republic Day today. What are your thoughts on this occasion? And Group Captain Jha, also the significance of the Indonesian president coming as chief guest this year.
Very good morning, Uday, and to all your viewers, the very many happy returns of this particular 76th Republic Day to 2025, wherein the ethos and the vision has been kept as a Swarnim Bharat, Virasat or Vikas. It is the time to look at our, the rich heritage that the India had possessed for every citizen for a fairly long time. And when we are going to remember about the republic, that's the Ganatantra, that is the Prajatantra, the democracy, which is the foundation of the constitution. Let me just remind all our nationals that the foundation of democracy lay in the Indian ethos, Indian heart for a very, very long time, right from the Vedic period. You know, the last verse of Rig Veda says, Sangachadvang, Samvadadvang, Samvo Manasi Janatam, Devang Bhagang Yatha Purve, Tanjanana Upaste. That is the Sangachadvang is let us walk all together, take everyone together in every step that we walk, march towards the journey of our nation. Samvadadvang is let us all speak in one language, in one voice when it comes to the nation. Samvo Manasi Janta. Let us also understand what is going on in the other's mind, in the minds of our fellow citizens. So take all these things together because the gods of the past, gods in the past, they have followed these principles. So every Sajjananam, the good people of the world, of the nation, should do the same thing or should try to emulate the same thing. So this was the ethos of the democracy that lay in the right about, we can say about 10,000 years back, because it is the verse in the Rig Veda, and Rig Veda is very, very old. So this ethos lay in our DNA right from those times. So many, best wishes of this particular day, when the constitution was first came into it first came into the effect. And here also, let me remind the nation that this constitution, which the drafting started long before the actual independence or actual republic. I think the constitution drafting had started way back in December 1946, and thereafter it has gone through. It's a journey for the constitution, it's a journey for the Indian democracy, and it's a journey for the Constitution of India. So best wishes to the nation, nationals, and our constitutions. Let's all aspire for the best of our democracy, of our nation.
Yes. So, okay, let me in fact also quickly join Major General J.K. Bansal, defense expert, onto this broadcast as well. Major General Bansal, happy Republic Day to you. 75 years of celebrating the Constitution being officially adopted by India. What is the significance of remembering this occasion, and also how important is the parade as well, and all that the parade, all the constituents of this parade as well, that leads the celebration in, the country, of course, for Republic Day every year?
And the NewsX viewer, thank you very much for inviting me. It's very, very important to celebrate. And every year there are certain specific things which are added, and it brings all the people of the country together. This was started in 1950, and earlier at that time it was in the Irvin Stadium, which is known as the Dhyanchand Stadium now, Major Dhyanchand Stadium now, and now it is on the Kartavya Path. Earlier it was known to be as Rajpath, but since 2023 there had been something specific in this. One is that, earlier we used to fire this 21 gun salute was by the British 25-pound this artillery guns. Now it is 105 millimeter Indian guns which are fired now. And every time there are the certain specific thing. Last year, this was buggy was revived again, or it used to be then in between because of security reason it was stopped. This time there are the certain very special thing is that the 5,000 artists will be playing, which is on the Rajpath Jati Jai Mam Bhartam. So this is one of the thing, and about 3,000 artists they will be playing also. This particular thing will be for about 11 minutes. As far as this specificity is that President of Indonesia is the chief guest. Their troop will also be participating. 160 troops and 190 band people will also be there. And as has been mentioned earlier also, on the first Republic Day, also, there was the President of Indonesia was our chief guest, Sukarno. So there are the certain very specific things which are being done. And the other thing which I want to tell you also, there are the 10,000 special guests. These are the people who are from the various categories, 34 categories, including Sarpanch, the people who has done good work for the disaster relief, this Asha, and they have been invited and they will also be the part. And of course, we have the mighty our display of our weapons, whether it is Navy, Air Force, Army, because there's a great productions. This production of Indian weapons has increased, which has increased by say 16%, and there is a 32% increase in export. The export specifically has reached to $2.63 billion. In that, there is the BrahMos missile, which is being exported to Indonesia itself and to the Philippines. And there is a one Dornier aircraft 228, which is basically for the coastal guard, and it has been exported, or the order has come from Bangladesh, Seychelles, and these countries. They have asked for this. So India is similarly there. In the Navy also there had been this very recently on 15 January, our Prime Minister has put the station for three vessels, that is the INS Surat, INS Nilgiri, INS Vagshi. So this first one, Surat, is a destroyer, and the second one, Nilgiri, is a frigate, and the another was the specificity of all these Indian naval vessels is they are 75% is made in India itself, and it is stealth. They are of the stealth quality that cannot be detected by the radar or sonar, and at the same time, this has got AI. And if I tell about the INS Surat, there is a separate accommodation for the females where the female sailors as well as Indian naval officer can stay over there. This in the thing. This INS Nilgiri has got the facility to collaboration with the France, and this is also a kind of very quietest which cannot be detected by the sonar.
Yes.
So likewise, in the Air Force also there are so many things in the infrastructures. We can move right up to the border. There is the Sela tunnel is there. This recently Jadmo tunnel is there. They had been recently with that.
Absolutely.
Movement of the troops can be
absolutely. I'll come back to you. Let me quickly join our other guests as well. Joining us live now this morning, Major General Gigi Dwivedi, Strategic Affairs Analyst, also live with us. Major General Dwivedi, India is marking 76th Republic Day today, 75 years since the adoption of the Indian Constitution and since the country got its first president. Today, President Draupadi Murmu will lead the country in Republic Day celebrations. How significant is the parade and all that we will see at Kartavya Path today? And also, Major General Dwivedi, your thoughts on the choice of the chief guest. India-Indonesia relations all set to be strengthened through President Prabowo Subianto's visit to India and his choice as chief guest today for Republic Day celebrations, so soon after he took office late last year.
Well, Uday, first and foremost, heartiest felicitations to all the fellow citizens and of course the NewsX team on this very momentous day as we celebrate our 76th Republic Day and India today 75 years as a republic. So to that extent, I think first and foremost, let me compliment every Indian because we have done well, and of course we have a lot of you know journey to cover. Now, specifically, you asked three very important issues. First and foremost, how significant is this occasion? Well, Constitution is the soul of the nation. It gives us direction. It gives us hope, and also it gives us time to reflect as to all those who have contributed, even made supreme sacrifices. It's a day to recall their, contribution to our nation. And secondly, the parade itself, well, on the Kartavya path, it's a display of India's culture, of India's soft power, and also India's hard power. Because today, as we all know that there's a serious security issues that are concerned to India. So therefore, it's important to display our total power, our hard power as well as soft power. Both are at display, and this has been the tradition, and this tradition is being carried on. Now, third point you raised about the chief guest, the president of Indonesia is the chief guest. In fact, on the first celebration, we had also President Sukarno as the chief guest. Well, if you say geographically, Indonesia is just about 90 miles from our, territory of Andaman Nicobar, and their island is just about 90 miles. So therefore, Indonesia is a very, very important geographically a neighbor. Secondly, Indonesia is as fourth largest in terms of population, is a very dynamic, growing economy, and it's a leading player in the ASEAN. And India has a look east policy in which we have a close bonding with Indonesia as per se. And the another important factor is that Indonesia also is a vibrant democratic country. Well, many issues we don't are on not on the same page because of a concern, especially China has a lot of influence in Indonesia because of their trade relations and also erstwhile their political relations. But that notwithstanding, I think we need to work more on our partnership with Indonesia because right now our trade is barely about $30 billion, and this can be taken forward. And the strategic relations need to be also built up as part of the overall India's East look policy, where Indonesia is a very, very important country. And my last sharing thought with you that today is a occasion where we every Indian need to be proud of because when we got our independence in 1947 and when our constitution was instituted in 1950, there were a lot of naysayers. There were a lot of people, the prophets are doomed that India will not be able to carry on with its diversity as a nation for a long time. But I think to that extent, we have proved the world wrong. We are one of the very progressive country. We are symbol of stability in this region, and I think world looks forward to India to lead the globe in a very very chaotic situation. And I think to that extent, we need to mark this occasion with a great deal of satisfaction and also resolve that we need to go forward with a greater momentum and greater speed. Uday.
All right. Yes, let me quickly, in fact, draw back in Group Captain Jha. Group Captain Jha, now we will be getting some ground reports in a short while from Delhi. But our correspondent, of course, in Srinagar was telling us about the security, overall there, of course, given light, the sensitivity of such an occasion. Security also very, very important, round the clock monitoring, in sensitive points, a lot of checking, of course, and also, additional deployment in crucial locations. Security is also one of the important points ahead of any important occasion like Republic Day, and particularly celebrations in which our dignitaries will be there in the heart of the national capital, isn't it, Group Captain Jha?
Obviously, Uday, look, security of the nation is paramount to every one of us, each one of us. And I have been in Srinagar right in those days when the security was at the worst, 1990. I know I had 19 January 90 was the turmoil that the nation had witnessed in Jammu Kashmir. My posting had come those days, and I have seen the worst of it in those days. But let's move forward. After the Article 370 was abrogated, thereafter we had the last Independence Day, and in the Independence Day, the Kashmir is not the same now. Kashmir has moved on. It has taken a path towards the developed nation, because every province, every state has to be developed, and that is how the nation will become developed. So today, the government of the day, when it has taken a resolve that by year 2047 India will be a developed nation, every state will have to march together, and there Jammu Kashmir also stands the same. So Jammu Kashmir, when we had seen the last Independence Day, it has progressed far beyond what we have seen. Today's Lal Chowk is not the same what we had seen in our days. We used to, even though we were in the uniform, we were given the executive orders, administrative orders not to venture out of the campus. Today, it is not the same. Today, any service personnel, they are free to go anywhere in Kashmir. There are still some pockets of resistance where we have to take precaution, because terrorists do try to sneak in here in bits and pieces, and especially in the parts of those unguarded hills in Jammu region, Kathua, Jammu, those regions, Pooch, those are the regions where they do manage to infiltrate. But the government has taken a resolve that terrorists will not be tolerated. They have given a terrorist of few weeks of period. Anyone who becomes terrorist or anyone who sneaks in has got a lifespan of just few weeks, when he will be done away with. So this is the result of the government, where government is trying to look at the security in the best way that one can. Today's Jammu Kashmir has moved away. There was a day when there was no synchronization of various paramilitary forces. Home Department was, in sort of disarray. Today, all of them, they are united. They are having a best of the synchrony. What left hand does today, right hand knows in advance that left hand is going to do something. So Kashmir has moved forward. So when you are talking of Jammu Kashmir, it's the crown of India that we take pride into it. Development has moved away far beyond what was expected. When I was there in Kashmir in 1990, Kashmir of today, it is often unrecognizable the way the highways have happened, the various tunnels that General Bansal was trying to name few of them. It is a beauty of the nation, and it is the beauty of the development, how it has taken place there. Our Dras, Kargil used to get cut off the moment winter came. Now there is going to be a all 12 months when it will be connected with all the part of the India, with the remaining part of the India, whether it is the Kargil area from the Srinagar side, or it is the Leh side from Himachal. So that is how the development has taken place. Today's Kashmir, or for that reason, all states, government has, the northeast. Look at the northeast. Northeast was in the shambles in the earlier times. Today's northeast is something that we are feeling so proud of, that it has been developed so well. So India is marching ahead, and the government's resolve to make the nation developed one by 2047 looks very much on the card. The Indian economy is not the same. We used to have Indian economy right about say 10, 11 years back at $1.7 trillion. Today we are already at $4 trillion economy almost. So the economy is moving, infrastructure moving, defense. General Dwivedi and both General Bansal was hinting at today's defense we can be very proud of. And the Atmanirbhar plan, the self-reliance, is something what is doing wonders. I had been in the team of design development of some particular system of LCA, and I can say very proudly that this LCA aircraft is going to be at the heart of the Indian's defense. Air Force is very proud of it. This is 4.5 generation that we can call aircraft, which can leave many other aircrafts of the enemy nations or adversary nations far behind. So that is the way how the development plan of self-reliance is going on. We are proud of this country, and recently only again, the Indian Navy, what Indian Navy was at the doldrums in 2011, 12, 13, when the available aircraft carrier was going to be decommissioned, and the next one was nowhere in the horizon, because those days government used to say that we don't have money to acquire that General Koshkov to come into India for this. So those were the days that we have seen, but those days are past. Today we have got 2 aircraft carriers. One of them is indigenous. Today we have got so many of the advanced submarines. 2 of them are the nuclear submarines designed and developed within India. So we are proud of. Army has developed and it is moving far, progressive on that. Navy has done the same,
Yes.
and Indian Air Force also is doing the same.
Yes.
So compliments to all nations.
Okay.
And
Okay.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.